Hi guys, it's Tim with InflatableOffice and EventOffice, and I want to show you something that I've kind of been able to do for a little while, but we have made some changes to it to make it work a lot better. So we didn't really talk about it a whole lot before, so I want to kind of show you some of it now. Um, a lot of you may know we have some charts here that are kind of canned. They're pre-built. They do some special things that you can't get in other ways. So we do a lot with reporting, but there's certain ones that are very kind of important charts and data that you want that is very hard to do through any of our custom reporting. So because of that, we do it other ways through pre-built charts. And so it's hard for you to emulate these sort of things. Now, so we have a chart here with the months and the years across the top, and then we get total sales and stuff in here. Now, we're not able to duplicate this still, but I want to show you something that you can do that gets you a little closer to that sort of thing. So um, as you know, or should know, most of our reporting and chart and stuff is done, and filtering is done here on the leads page, and that's where we're going to do it here. This is kind of like a report view where you have your columns that you've chosen up here and so forth. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to set these columns up for this report, and we'll go from there. So I'm just going to name it anything I want here. It is a lead report. Now here's the thing that's interesting. So I'm going to type in month here because I think I get most of our fields that we offer here. But what you want to look at is this year dash month, year dash month, year dash month dash day, year dash month dash day for different times. Okay. And the cool thing about this is by doing it in this format, we can group and sort it the way we want. So if you wanted to get some sort of report that showed how much you're bringing in per day, you would obviously choose the one with the day. Most of the time, you're going to be looking at something like month. And again, this doesn't have to be just money. Usually that's what you're going to do is you're grouping it. So you're going to do money, but you could do a count. So you could show how many events are out or potentially how much equipment is out. So it could be something like a count. But it is going to be numeric because we're grouping. So typically you're going to do lead start month, year month. That's typically what you're going to do. And we're going to group by that. We're going to sort by that. And one of the big reasons why we weren't doing this before was because we didn't advertise it or talk about it too much, was because the way we store the data in the database, it doesn't know anything about your time zone. So all this is being queried in the database, and we would potentially have gotten stuff that was maybe just slightly on a different day than what it was showing up in this report. So since then, we have made some changes to the way we're doing it so that we could accommodate this. So anyway, in this example, I'm just doing that date in this tax amount. Now, I could do other things as well. What I don't probably want to do is start getting into text fields. Like if I were to put organization, if I spell it right, if I were to put this in, you have to remember, because we're grouping, I may have 5 different organizations that have events during this time, and it can't group that and show it to you in a meaningful way. So what it would do is it would just show one organization name. So it's not really that useful. So that's why we don't typically put those in there. Again, you could do some counts and some other things. Usually you're looking at numeric fields that you would put in here. Potentially fields that would, maybe be the same across the things that you're grouping. You could do stuff like that too. Anyway, let's move forward here. I'm going to save this report, and then let's go over here to our leads and events, and I'll show you how this works. So, and typically you're going to choose some additional filters here. This is our demo account. We don't have a lot of data in here, so I'm not going to do that so that I can get more data coming into my report. So here we go. And maybe I'll filter it a little bit after this, but I just wanted to show you how this works. So I choose my report, and here we go. Now all of the leads that happened in 2020, October of 2020, are going to show up here, and it's going to give me my total less tax. Okay, that's of all of those leads in that month. That's what it is. And so you can see as we go down here, And then this is my most current month that I have stuff booked for. And again, this is according to, you can see my status colors are not necessarily accurate because we have grouped leads. So let me go ahead and change my status here. And let's say, let's looking at reserve stuff. We don't care about anything else. And you can see how that filtered out quite a bit. You also see how the colors change. We don't see anything in a quote color anymore because now quotes aren't allowed to be in this because that's not a reserve status. Again, these colors are not necessarily accurate, so just be aware of that. The other thing that you might want to do, especially if you're going to do a date filter, so I ran into this and it confused me, and one of my devs had to set me straight. But um, our event date field, that's the default one up here, it looks at whether the event date occurs in that range. So what we want to do is switch it to the start date, because if we do it the other way, we could potentially get some values outside of the range we really want. So let's see here. Let's just look at like 2022. So I'll just scoot January 1st through, and I'll choose December. I don't have anything that far out, but I'll choose it anyway. So there you go. Now we've filtered that down even more. And you can see your totals right here. The grouping is a really powerful function. Most people get scared by it. Most people don't use it right. Most people will set up reports and accidentally group things and then wonder why things aren't accurate. They'll see maybe duplicate values. They'll see like maybe the total multiplied because they've included other data in the report. So you do have to be very careful with grouping. But I just wanted to show you this really good example of how grouping these things can give you some very valuable data. More to come on this. We just started to play a little bit with this, so we'll give you more on this later. Thanks, guys.